What's up, guys? JK Disc Golf here. We're back inside talking about another topic. Today, I'm going to be talking about my honest opinions on Brodie Smith. Guys, I did a kind of an unfiltered, uncut version of this on my Patreon. I'm not going to go in as deep as I did over there, and I said some wild things over there. So if you do want to check that out, my Patreon link is in the description below, and you guys can check that out. But that being said, I'm going to give a little bit of my honest opinions on what I think about Brodie Smith, how he's affecting the sport, how good of a disc golfer he is, and basically all of that. There's going to be a lot of rambling, a lot of ranting, but if you guys are down for that, make sure to tune in to this video. Let's jump right into it. Guys, Brodie Smith becoming a 1,000 rated disc golfer in his first year. A lot of people really thought that he was going to do it. I was one person who said in the beginning it was not going to happen. Guys, you just don't jump into the sport and become and compete at the level that all these players do. It just, come on. No one expects for a just random college or non-baseball player to come in and say, I'm going to hit 300 this year. I'm going to become a Hall of Famer, basically. So you don't see that happen. So I didn't think Brodie Smith was going to reach 1,000. I think he did a little bit better than what I envisioned. That being said, I think in the big tournaments he played, he wasn't even close to cashing, which I thought. A lot of people thought he was going to make cash in all of these tournaments, and I would say you guys are very delusional. I'm sorry to say, but again, did have honest in the title. Truth kind of hurts sometimes, I know. But that being said, he's struggling right now in a lot of his local tournaments, which I think that's kind of just the hype catching up to him, and I think when he goes into a lot of these bigger tournaments, that he's not going to see as much of a success as his big fans think that he is. And Brodie, if you're watching this right now, because I feel like you're a person who watches kind of content about you, which is totally fine, I would completely understand that. Just know, I do love what you did for the sport and what you did with coming into the sport. You got new eyes on the sport. You got a lot of sales with your discs and got people playing disc golf. You did amazing things for the sport, and I will never discredit you for doing that. You basically did a full 180 from golf to disc golf, and you decided, I'm going to focus on that. I appreciate the grind. I appreciate you doing everything you can to push the sport and elevate it. I really do, guys. And I know maybe people will be thinking, oh, you're a simp, or you're just loving Brodie. I'm just getting that out of the way right now, just in case you're watching, because I do want you to know that. But that being said, moving forward, I'm really going to go deep into what I believe and what I honestly think. That being said, I've talked about this not only on my podcast many times, shameless plug, Kerby's Disc Golf World Podcast, link in the description below. Go check it out. It's the funniest disc golf podcast on the internet, and I stand by that. I talk about Brodie Smith a lot. You did great things in the beginning for the sport. I don't think you're bringing any new eyes in. I know I'm like talking to him, but I'm not really talking to him. I'm talking to the fans. I think that Brodie Smith is not bringing any new eyes into disc golf. When he joined disc golf, he had 2 million subscribers on Instagram, a lot of followers on his social media platforms. I think when he first started doing his spamming of disc golf, he did get genuine new eyes to play disc golf. I see comments all the time saying Brodie Smith got me into disc golf. I don't think he's bringing any new eyes in, because he had 2 million subscribers he had before disc golf, right? Those 2 million. He's not bringing any new eyes into his channels that don't already know about disc golf. All the new people he's getting is only because of disc golf. So he's not bringing any new eyes. In the beginning of the few months, he did, because he was posting new videos, posting a lot of content talking about that. But now it's done. He's not attracting anybody new. And I know a lot of people can't comprehend that, and they don't understand that. But like, you just have to understand. Like I said, he had 2 million followers to start. He spammed all these 2 million people to all about disc golf. Now, these 2 million people already know all about it, because Brodie's been posting about it. Now, he's not attracting anybody new from golf, from trick shots, anything like that. That's done. So I think he did bring in a lot of new attention, new eyes, and I think that I'm very grateful for that. But it's done now. So people can't kind of tell me about putting him on feature card because it's going to attract new eyes. I just don't see that. And a lot of people talk about he didn't have the privilege to be on the feature card because there's so many people more grinding. Man, I think he's one of the biggest grinders out there. But I think that in the beginning he did have the right to be on the feature card, because not for him personally, because it was going to bring in more revenue for Jomaz for the DGPT. I think it was more a financial move for them than it was about praising Brodie. Because honestly, I don't think a lot of people care how Brodie do. It's just, I mean, sure, they might want him to do good, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, no one cares. And, I mean, that's completely fine, and I think he understands that as well. The DGPT wasn't putting him on the Pro Tour or the feature card because they wanted him to win. They put it on there because they knew people would watch. And look at what happened. He was on the feature card, then he was like in 80th place. So they just want to milk as much revenue out of Brodie as possible. And that's why you're seeing not Brodie being talked about as much as he was the first couple months. Is everyone, media companies tried to milk as much money as they could out of him, which I think is a good thing. And now he's done. The hype is almost over, and especially coming into next season, I think the hype is really going to be over when you kind of see him not perform as the ability as many people think he is going to. And I'll say right now, if he cashes in any tournaments, good for him, man. Really good for him. The grinding was worth it. You proved me wrong. And I don't see him performing in any top 20 anytime soon. I really don't. And that's just, again, my honest opinion. Like I said, I think he's one of the hardest workers, but you playing disc golf for, it'll be like almost 2 years. I just don't think that he has the ability to just jump straight into it. That being said, I love what he's doing content-wise. I like him pushing out a lot of disc golf content. I think I've been talking about disc golfers getting on YouTube, getting on Instagram, getting on TikTok, all this stuff, and just push it out through social media. Just as much media as you can, push it out, because you're going to get in the YouTube algorithm. You're going to get new eyes pushing out more content that way than you are just Jomez, because you need as many people as possible to push it. Look how Simon did. Simon got to 100K so fast just because he was pushing out new, interesting disc golf content. So I think that Brodie putting out a lot of disc golf content is doing good things for the sport. It's getting people to watch new things, understanding him more, and just as a whole, financially too, great things for disc golf. So I like what he's doing there. Now, his ideas, man, I think I can count as many ideas as he's had. I mean, he's had probably thousands of ideas through disc golf right now. I think I can count on one hand the amount that I agree with. And I disagree with him a lot, and I'm very vocal about disagreeing with him a lot, which is okay. I think there needs to be a dialogue between his ideas and other disc golfers' ideas to come up with a compromise that works for everyone. So I think that he is doing a good thing providing his ideas, but I just don't agree with most of them because I think a lot of them are absurd. It's coming from just an awkward place, I think. I just don't think that he has the right kind of topics to talk about right now to expand his ideas, and I just don't think that they're kind of good thing for the sport as of right now. That being said, I think down the future he might have some good ideas. His ideas might work in the future. Not discrediting that, I just disagree with the approach to it right now. So I talked about Brodie Smith. I just don't think he's going to be as good as a lot of people think he's going to be. I think that he's not bringing in any more eyes. I don't think he's just going to be a good disc golfer, right, as of right now. And that's relative. I think he's going to be a way better disc golfer than I am, and a lot of just the local people. I just don't see him being, like, competing with Paul McBeth, competing with Ricky Wysocki, Simon Lizotte. Those people, I just don't see him even being in the same ballpark as them. But, like, for me and local pros, I think he has the ability to be way better than. So I'm not, like, saying he's going to be a bad disc golfer by any means. I think he's going to be a good disc golfer in the long run. But I just don't think he's going to be a top 5 guy, like a lot of people say. And people think he's going to win a world title. I would put $100, $1,000, $1 million right now. So if anyone wants to take that bet, you can hit me up on my Instagram, JK Disc Golf, DM me. I'll take that bet any day of the week, guys. But like I said, this is just a rough kind of overview of some topics about Brodie Smith, what my honest opinions were about him. If you want me to go into anything specific, you guys can comment in down below, and I can make some separate videos. Or if you want a really unfiltered, uncut video of me talking about literally everything, go over to the Patreon. It's there. I think it's like a 25-minute video of me just going in talking about this. I just wanted to give you a little bit of my thought process on Brodie Smith because I see a lot of people just loving Brodie Smith, which there's nothing wrong with. And then I'm seen on the opposite side of the spectrum, and a lot of people, I get a lot of hate for it, but I'm just giving, like I said, my honest opinion on it, and it's right there. And I think Brodie Smith has done and said some things I just so disagree with, and it's just, like I said, go over to the Patreon, unfiltered, uncut, everything, links in the description below. If you guys like this, you want me to talk about more controversial topics, I'm definitely doing that. Guys, all my social media links are in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell so you get notifications on all the new videos, and as always, guys, make sure to keep throwing.
Supported JK Disc Golf over on Patreon. You guys are the homies. If you guys also want to check out and help out JK Disc Golf, head over to www.patreon.com/JK Disc Golf.